Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. My name is David Hodge, active NGO warrior, representing Master Suleiman, the messenger of the covenant, the breaker of the seven seals. This is wartime. Today my topic is Michael and his angels versus the dragon and his angels. Before I start, I'd like to remind my people about the Holocaust. The Holocaust. This is the black man and woman of America's true experience. But they whitewash it. They whitewash it and call it slavery, which is not a good definition or expression of our true experience, because slavery does not cover everything that we went through. Slavery just covers the economic side of it, brothers and sisters, which was the 1% that we went through, which was maximum profit, minimum overhead. Meaning that we were their number one money maker. We were the number one most valuable thing to them. We made them a lot of money, and they fed us. And for our payment, our form of payment was shitlins, which you know today as chitlins. So that's what they paid you with, brothers and sisters, by feeding you shit and giving you the scraps of everything that you wore, anything that you had, where you lived, how you lived. Everything was poor. It was deeper than poor. They gave you the bare minimum. They didn't want to do anything for you, but they knew they had to do something for you to keep you, to keep you alive, or to keep you somewhat sheltered by somewhat of protection. You had to have some protection. So they put you in sheds and shacks and things of that nature, and had you tied up or chained up to the barns, or had you in the barns. They didn't, but you couldn't just roam around. You see? So they call our experience slavery. But if you look up the definition of slavery, it tells you that it's the practice or system of owning slaves, a condition compared to that of a slave in respect of exhausting labor and restricted freedom. Saying that someone owned you, that you were owned by another person. That is a condition. It's a condition that you were enslaved and held or owned as human chattel or property. That you were legally owned by someone else, forced to work for them and obey them. That you were owned by another human being. So from that one human being, he was the owner who owned you. You were property of him. And you was under his control, which is a brutal and immoral practice of forcing someone to work. You see? But they call it a practice, or a practice of you being forced to work into servitude without being paid, without paying you. A condition of being a slave. Someone who was forbidden to quit their services. You couldn't stop to do anything but work. But that's what they're telling you, this is what they're telling you your true experience is. They're saying this is the 100%. This is what your experience was, 100%. No ifs, ands, or buts. This is what they're saying. Well, it's not true, brothers and sisters. It's much deeper than that. That was the 1%. We went through 99% horror and terror and torment and torture and misery. See, that's the part they don't tell you, brothers and sisters. Look at these illustrations in front of you. Do this look like slavery? Don't look like slavery to me. What I just read to you, the description of slavery, what do you call this, brothers and sisters? What the hell is this? This was the Holocaust. This is our true experience, the 99% that they don't tell you about. This is our true experience, brothers and sisters. It was the Holocaust. We went through horror. We went through it 24/7, 365, relentlessly, continuously, non-stopping. No intent to stop. You see? No mercy, no remorse. We went through this every day. This was our treatment every day. You see? We went through 99% of this, brothers and sisters. This is what they're keeping from you. These people murdered us, raped us. They oppressed us. Try to wipe us out completely. Genocide, deception, torment, torture, abuse. Exploited us, experimented on us. Without anesthesia, sodomized, castrated us, dismembered us, disemboweled us, dismantled us, mutilated us, hung us, starved us, cut us open, peeled us alive, gutted us, cooked us alive, boiled us, fried us, roasted us, grilled us, burnt us alive, made us unrecognizable, used our hair and our skin to make puppets and material objects like boots, gloves, hats, wallets. You see? Stuffing their pillows and chairs with our hair. Feeding our children to gators. Using our children as ottomans and foot chairs and human fans and sex toys. Forcing our women to teach their children how to please massa. See? On top of these people beating and raping and molesting you, they were feeding us like pigs out of pig troughs. No utensils, spoons, forks, no nothing. Bare. They had us eating with our bare hands. We was eating poop, eating shit, intestines with poop in it. No seasoning, no, they didn't cook it down for you, nothing. That's how you had to eat it. Treating us like animals, worse than animals. Had us in cages, had us in zoo-like settings. People come feeding you shit. You see? Had us separated from our women. Had us living in shacks and sheds and close environments where we had to sleep on top of one another. We were crowded. Had to smell one another. Had to, we piss and shit on ourselves. We had to smell it and you see, indulge in that. Because you don't get to just go to the shower like you do today, you see? This is the conditions we had to go through. On top of being separated from our women, we couldn't procreate. They didn't want us reproducing. They didn't want us producing at all. They didn't want us doing that because they were trying to wipe us out. But thanks to the black woman, she saved us. She risked her life and her children's life to go sneak around with us so she can give birth to our children, so she can sleep with us so we can carry on. Because if she didn't, we'd be completely wiped out, brothers and sisters. Because they were trying to only produce their seed. Demons. Half devil, half man. It was a product of rape. See? So it's 17 million demons. Today, we plagued with demons due to this process here. The Holocaust. It's 34 million so-called blacks, but 17 million is masses children. Black-faced Caucasians. They look like us, act like us, talk like us, walk like us, but they're not us. They're causing all the corruption in our societies. They're the ones that's in the churches manipulating us, telling us that God's coming and we're going to heaven one day. Taking your money from you. See? Manipulating you to continue pushing masses' vision, the American dream, which is against you. It's a dead-end vision for you. But this is exactly what they wanted. They try to wipe us out completely. But thanks to the black woman, she saved us. She's our true savior, not some Jesus Christ. So during this Holocaust, they programmed us. Took them 64 years to do it from the time of 1555 when they brought us here. They turned us into Negro bots. Program niggas. Who didn't ask questions, who didn't go outside the programming, who only had 6 to 8 vocabulary to communicate with massa only. They find that you learn anything bigger than that or you start expanding your vocabulary, they cut your tongue out, make an example out of you. Boy, you better not be reading. See, because they don't want us thinking at all. You need a vocabulary to think. So what they do, they install Christianity inside of us. This is part of our programming to keep us programmed. So later on, like today, they don't have to have physical shackles, chains, feeders, and jingle bells around your neck because now you have compilers and you have walls blocked up that people can't talk to you. So you have chains on your brain now. They have control over you with Christianity because it makes you powerless. See? So they use Christianity to terrorize us and threaten us with everlasting torment and agony in hell if we disobey massa. And we're still acting out in that manner today. We just don't know it. We're suffering from that. We're still scared. That's the reason why most people go to church, because they're scared to go to this everlasting hell that is not mentioned anywhere in Scripture. If you look in the Bible, it's nowhere in Scripture, brothers and sisters. Christianity is the only religion that teaches this concept. No other religion teaches this, brothers and sisters, because it was never intended for our salvation. It was never intended for us to be saved or go to some mystery heaven that don't exist. It was meant to terrorize you and torture you. It's still used today as a psychological terror weapon directed at your mental, at your mind, brothers and sisters, to terrorize us into absolute fear, absolute submission, with the threat of endless, everlasting torment, suffering in a never-ending hell. That's how they did it. That's exactly what they did to us, brothers and sisters. They're terrorizing you, making your heart weak. Your heart weak, you think weak. You see, you don't think straight because your heart is the first thing that receives everything. Then it go to your mind to try to figure out what you're going to do now. But see, you traumatized and you fearful and you scared, you afraid, you traumatized, you heart beating, palpitating, thumping, bumping. You so scared, you're thinking illogical afterwards because you think everything's so spooky to you. You see? You're used to being afraid. You're used to being told lies. So now your thinking is all erratic. You can't think straight. You see? So you start praying, doing mystery prayers and praying to mystery gods. And there's such thing, brothers and sisters. They gave us that concept to take you away from reality, to disconnect you from reality. You see? They make you powerless so they can control you. See? Because it's easy to control a nigga that ain't got no... He can't think for himself. He believe in mysteries. You see? Sound like a puppet if you ask me. Got him on strings. It's easy to control you if you install fear in a person and they scared as hell of this person. They don't want to retaliate. They don't want to go against you. They don't want to do anything because they still trying to make it to heaven. So we don't want to mess that up. I'm trying to go to heaven, bro. So you can do whatever you want to me. See? That's part of the programming. But this is our true experience, brothers and sisters. The Holocaust. They want you to forget about it. They don't want to tell you about this because it's important. It's important to you. It should be. They don't want you to know what your ancestors went through. They don't want you to know that they don't want you to know that we were being murdered, raped, They want you to know we've been tormented, tortured. We're going through complete misery. They want you to know that they were terrorizing us as children. They terrorized us before we became children. They was terrorizing us from the womb to the grave. See, they don't tell you about them terrorizing the children. How do you think you came about, brothers and sisters? You were a child. You were a child first. But how do you come into existence? You had to come in through the womb. So they were terrorizing us from the womb to the grave. They were terrorizing your mother. They were terrorizing you while she was carrying you. You see? It's not healthy for the baby. You know that today. You go to your doctor, they tell you whatever the mother's receiving or whatever she's eating or whatever going on in her life, she's affected. And she's affecting that baby. You see? So they was terrorizing her. They was terrorizing us. You see? So what better way to have a good slave but to terrorize him from the womb? Straight out the gate. You don't have no problems with him. He's going to know what to do. See? So they terrorized us. We were raised up to believe that we were only cursed black slaves. Only. Forever. We didn't belong here. We didn't know anything. We didn't even know we didn't even belong here. They indoctrinated us, programmed us, told us that we was inferior, that we was nothing, that we was a bunch of animals, bunch of no good niggas. That they were doing us a favor. That's what they're telling you today. That they did us a favor. That we were savages. That we were idiots with bones in our noses who was uncivilized, and they saved us from dying. It's a lie. You could have just left us where we was at if that was the case. What's the purpose of coming to come snatch up a bunch of worthless niggas and civilize them? Because you're a liar. Because we was worth more than that. You got us at the most vulnerable state. There's more into that story, but I won't talk about that. Talk about it next time, brothers and sisters. But they came and got you because you are everything. You see? You don't go get nothing that's worthless. That's a waste of your time. They came and got you because you was worth everything. You built their paradise. Everything here was built off your backs. You were the creative agency that they needed. Because they didn't have any ideas. Because they're just 100% technical people. And the brain works two ways and they don't have any creative agency. They don't have it because they're 100% technical. So we were that spatial people that they needed that had that creative ability. They needed us to create their paradise. And they didn't like what they create because all they create is shit. Made to make mischief and shed blood. That's all they did. Conquer, destroy, ruin everything. They were fleeing out of Europe because it was impoverished and poor and it was full of disease and shit. That's all they created. So they came, conquering and destroying everywhere and got a hold of us, the gold makers. You see, we turn anything into gold. So they produce shit and they found out we can turn their shit into gold. So guess what? Now we're suffering here. A symbiotic relationship. It means that two parties are such sharing. It's a good and a bad end. And they're giving us the bad end of the stick, the shitty end of the stick, and we're producing gold for them. And that's what they expect out of us. But they keep you programmed. They keep you programmed so they can keep you going to their jobs and keep you on the plantation and keep you from going against master and not slitting his throat, finding out what he did to you because they want to keep you asleep because the plan is still to kill you, wipe you out of they trying to use you as much as they can until they bring in their reality, which is a mechanical reality, which is without you because our biological world is destroying them. And they're against our world because they're technical people. Our world is a biological world. They're trying to destroy our world and bring in their reality, which is a mechanical world. They're trying to live in a mechanical world full of technology so they can live forever because they want to be like you. We are mortal. They're just mortal people. They only live once. They tell you YOLO. That's their life. We come back. We upgrade in life. We come back. It's a process. We got to process how to come back and upgrade. We move forward in time by transferring energy from one form to the next. That's how we do it. And there's a formula how to do it, how to come back which is another topic, brothers and sisters. But these people know that's why they're trying to take you out and bring in their mechanical vision with a biological brain so they can stay here forever. So they won't be affected. See, it won't be no illnesses. A robot can't get affected by illnesses and disease and being hungry and having to get sleep and this and that and that and this. You see, they're trying to wipe you out once they get what they need out of you. They never needed you. They just needed the creative agency that you had. They don't have it. They've been trying to take us out to bring in their reality, but they had to keep one or two, you know what I'm saying? One or two good 10, 3, 4, 5. You see, they just want to keep, if they could just keep a group of the smartest niggas around until they got their plan accomplished, they wipe us all out. They'll find a sick way to get all the ideas out of the smartest people. But they still need all of us to build their paradise because we're the ones suffering here. No one has suffered more than we have in the entire world. However, this is our true experience, brothers and sisters. I'm going to start my topic today. Today my topic is Michael versus the dragon. Michael and his angels versus the dragon and his angels. Now, you first have to understand, brothers and sisters. See, they've taught us that the Bible was past tense. And they told us everything in it we couldn't see. They did that to keep you, to program you. You see, to keep you within the program, to keep so you won't connect yourself with the Bible. So you would dispute it. So you would just think it's fairy tale. You see, or it was past, it was outdated knowledge from the past. You see, this is what they did to distract you so you won't connect yourself to scripture. So you wouldn't actually know that the Bible isn't past tense. It's future tense, brothers and sisters. So we're living out the Bible. There's things that has already happened, and there's things happening, meaning that we're living out now, like we're living out Exodus. See, and then there's prophecy that's being fulfilled now. You see, so it's for the time now. You see, it's for the time now and for the future. See, the Bible is future tense. We're living out the Bible. So you have to be able to understand that, see, these places, these people, see, Michael and the dragon, these are all people. You see? The characters in the Bible are in real life. You have to connect these characters with people in real life, because it's going to be real life people to fulfill these things. Things just don't happen out of nowhere. You see, they told you fairy tale. They told you the Bible was fairy tale. It was just a guidance to help you guide you through life. But it was not to be looked at as something that's going on today. It's outdated. That's a lie. You see? And they tell you that, see, that the characters and all that stuff, everything sounds spooky because you've been taught Halloween and these type of things and all these fake fiction things. You see, philosophy and myths and beliefs, and you see they got all these ghosts and goblins, and they confuse you with all these things, brothers and sisters. So you have to understand that we're living out the Bible, and everything in the Bible means something. Every word means something. They're parables. Their stories are parables that has to be translated. You see, because the Bible was written under a veil, meaning it was protected. Meaning it was protected, brothers and sisters. It was protected because of these people. They were trying to corrupt it. So it was sealed down tight with 7 seals. That's why if you go into the book of Revelations, it says no one in the heavens or on the earth or under the earth could break the seals. No one in the earth or under the earth could break these seals but the Lamb, which has already been done. It said no one but the Lamb. It says no one but the Lamb. So that means no one knows what they're talking about. But this person, this one person. Unless you know the person who broke the 7 seals, then please show me where he is. And let me see the proof that he is who he say he is, because it said that this person would do a lot of things. One would be breaking the 7 seals. You see? So he had to prove that he can break that he's broken the 7 seals. Then he had to show us the keys. He would have to show us, he would have to be able to prove what he's saying to be true. Because if he's broken the 7 seals, then that means he should be leading us home. He should be preparing to take us home and giving us thorough knowledge of self. You see? Because the person who would break these seals would give you thorough knowledge of self and would give you revelations, which is the Injil. And give you the unsealed scriptures, turning water into wine, giving you the sealed version and giving you the unsealed. See, turning water, which is the sealed version, into wine, which is the unsealed version. So you get this unsealed version that was protected, that was sealed down. You see? Giving you the ability to see our plan. But see, because the unsealed version is our plan. The black man and woman of America, how our story goes, how it all ends. It says our lives the best of planners. It said they plan the plan, but our lives the best of planners. And this part is our plan. It's the spatial perspective. It's for our people. But it had to be unlocked by one of our people. Not these demon preachers and pastors and reverends. They don't know what they're talking about. They're just force feeding you crap. They're just telling you whatever they're just telling you whatever. Because they're not the breaker of the 7 seals. It said only the Lamb. So why are these people talking? They don't have any proof to back up what they're saying. They don't have any of these things to tell you what I'm about to tell you. The only person is the Lamb, which is Master Suleiman. He's here giving us the unsealed scriptures and the guidance for the time of unprecedented trouble that we're headed in, that's going to be much worse than the Holocaust. So, however, Michael and his angels versus the dragon and his angels. We're going to start. So this part in the scripture is speaking about the upcoming war that's about to take place, that we've been talking about for 2 years now, going on 3. But Master Suleiman has been talking about this for 30 years because he's the breaker of the 7 seals. Meaning he's revealed all these things ahead of time. So he already knew what will all take place. That's what the breaker of the 7 seals would know. So he already knew about this upcoming war. He's been talking about it for 30 years, but we've been talking about it, the Injil warriors, we've been talking about it going on 3 years now. This is the war with Iran and false Israel. This is the imminent war that's about to take place, brothers and sisters. Michael versus the dragon. Okay, so we have here Michael and his angels. Okay. At the top here, you got Master Farad Muhammad. This is the God of our time. A lot of you don't know who he is. But you're going to soon find out that he's the one that's preparing a way for us. But he's the God of our time. He's the Almighty God. He's the one that, if you've seen the wheels, and they talk about the wheels, the UFOs on the news, he's the one in those wheels. But he's the Almighty God of our time. So he's Michael, and then you have his angels, which is Iran and Syria. Those are his 2 angels. Keep that in mind. So then you have the dragon and his angels. And the dragon, excuse me, brothers and sisters, I don't have the dragon on here. But the dragon is the house of Sod, the Sunnis, the Sunni Arabs. And the dragon's angels is America, Britain, and false Israel. So this is what's about to take place, brothers and sisters. Michael and his angels versus the dragon and his angels. And you see, we're bringing this to reality. We're bringing this into reality. You see, these are actual people, not some fake wings on, you see, nothing of that, angels with wings or, dragons, nothing like that. You see, these are actual people. So the animations and things that you see are just to help you identify what's taking place, you see. So now that we've identified who Michael and his angels is, which is Master Farad Muhammad and his angels, Iran and Syria, then you have the dragon and his angels, which is the house of Sod, the Sunnis, and their angels, which is America, Britain, and false Israel. So this is the war that's about to take place for your inheritance. This war is the most important. This war is important to you. This information is important to you. What I'm trying to convey here and tell you, brothers and sisters, this war is for your inheritance. This is the battle for your inheritance. That Master Farad Muhammad, he's going to intervene on your behalf because he's going to fulfill prophets. He's going to fulfill the Abrahamic covenant. He's going to make sure that you get what's deserved to you. See, because I'm going to tell you in a minute. So this war is about to take place with Iran and false Israel. This is that war, the biblical war. Michael and his angels versus dragon and his angels. And it said a war broke out in heaven. See, you have to understand everything means something. So heaven means the Middle East. See, because this is Injil language. The Injil has revealed all these things to us. Master Suleiman has told us and showed us. We have all the proof here to show you all these things, brothers and sisters. So it said a war broke out in heaven, which means the Middle East. And Michael went to war with the dragon and his angels, saying that Michael initiated the war because he intervened. This is because he's intervening on your behalf. Master Farad Muhammad is intervening on your behalf, brothers and sisters. Because they try to plan a plan, but you have to remember, we are the best of planners. So he's coming in to intervene on your behalf because he's about to take them out. So this is the war that's about to take place any day now, days from now, soon. And this event is important because this is the event that's going to trigger the attack of all blacks. You're going to be in danger, black people, because this war is going to trigger the attack of all blacks. These people are going to get rid of us. Once this event happens, these people are coming to kill us. That's why this event is important to us. It's important for you to know this event, because if you don't, you're going to lose your life, because you need to know about this event ahead of time so you can move accordingly, so you won't be a victim after this event happened. So this event with Michael versus the dragon, Michael and his angels versus the dragon and his angels, This is the event that's about to take place in false Israel. When Iran goes to war with false Israel, and Iran takes false Israel out, which is Michael. Michael's going to take out false Israel. He's helping Iran. So no one's going to see this coming. No one's going to see this coming at all. No one is expecting for false Israel to lose. Everyone thinks that false Israel is the one that's going to win the war. Everyone's bids are on false Israel because they're the so-called chosen people. They're the seed of Abraham. That's what the world believes, that they're the true seed of Abraham. So it says in Scripture that they're not supposed to be removed once God puts them in their land. That they're not to be removed. But they're the so-called chosen people. So no one's going to expect them to lose the war. They're going to think Iran's going to lose the war. They think God's going to come and appear out of nowhere and save them and destroy all false Israel's enemies. But they're in a rude awakening when they find out that false Israel is going to lose the war. So when they lose the war, that's gonna be a problem. See? It's gonna be a problem. Because America and Britain's gonna be kicked out at this point. You gotta remember that they're over there in false Israel and they're gonna get kicked out of the Middle East. America and Britain gonna be kicked out, and that's gonna leave false Israel all isolated. And it says, when you see Jerusalem surrounded by armies, know that destruction is near. And who's the capital of Jerusalem? Who runs Jerusalem? It's false Israel. So it says, when false Israel is surrounded by armies, know that their destruction is near. But this isn't supposed to happen, right? That's not supposed to happen. According to Scripture, they're supposed to win. Because it said that they wouldn't be removed, uprooted, meaning removed. So what happens when they lose the war? See? Once they lose the war, that's going to prove that they're not who they claim to be. That's not supposed to happen. They're not supposed to lose that war. Because they are the true seed of Abraham, according to the world. So when they lose that war, that's going to tell the world everything they need to know. It's going to tell people everything they need to know, that they're not the true seed of Abraham. And the only person who had second claim, the only person who had a claim after them was us, the black man and woman of America. We had second claim to being the true seed of Abraham. So once they're removed, that means that lie shatters. You see? The world is structured around that idea that they are the true seed of Abraham, but once they lose this war, that's going to confirm that they're not. And that's going to confirm that you are. Which is a big deal. It's a big deal, because why did America and Britain establish these people in the first place? To impersonate you, to make it seem like as if this thing already happened, as if God already put these people in their land, and that these people are God's people, so you wouldn't fit the description. They were trying to keep you from it, being the true seed of Abraham. They want you to discover who you was. But then now this is going to be evidence, clear evidence, that you are indeed the true seed of Abraham, which is going to send shockwaves through the planet. It's going to cause people to lose their minds. These devils are going to lose their minds. These Caucasian people are going to lose their minds. It's going to trigger the attack on all blacks. So this event is important. This event is important, brothers and sisters. You need to understand that this war is for your inheritance. This is an important war that Michael's going to win and the dragon's going to lose. But everyone's expecting the dragon to win. False Israel. See, everybody's expecting the dragon to win. They're expecting the dragon and his angels to win. But Michael and his angels are going to be the ones to prevail. They're going to win. And it's due to our inheritance, the Abrahamic covenant, the fulfillment of our covenant, meaning that we will return, that we're getting out of here. So all our enemies are going to be destroyed. So these people, once they find out who you are, they're coming to kill you. And that's important. You would think that your pastors and preachers and reverends and people that say they care about you, you would think that they'd tell you about something like this, an event like this. But they're not telling you anything because they don't know anything. Because they're too busy robbing you and stealing and lying to you and confusing you. They're not telling you information like this because they don't know. Because they're not the breaker of the seven seals. They don't have the unsealed scriptures. They don't have the ability to read scripture and tell you what's going to happen before it happened. Because they're just reporters and liars and thieves. So it's important to know about all these things that's about to take place, because everything that's taking place right now is for your inheritance. Everything is for our covenant. Meaning that it would be, that's our covenant is going to be fulfilled, meaning that we're going home and we have a reward. And these events that's about to take place are in alignment to that covenant. But in order to make it home, you have to know about this event, because these things that's about to take place when Iran defeat false Israel, which is going to trigger the attack of all blacks, you have to know when to get out of town. You have to know that when false Israel went under siege, meaning they're surrounded by armies, this is when you get out of town. If you want to save your life, because these people coming to kill us. It's the people that's in your communities, the people in your societies, the people that's sleeping next to you, these Caucasian people, because they were taught Exodus out the womb. So they know what time we're in, but just to be sure, they're waiting for each event to happen. But this is the biggest event, because the world is structured around the idea that false Israel is the true seed of Abraham. So that's gonna tell them everything they need to know. But that's why you need to know, brothers and sisters, because your life is in danger from this moment on. And you need to know what to do. You need to know where to go. You need to try to figure out how you're going to stay alive. You don't want to run into the hands of the enemy. You don't want to run to your enemies at this time. Which these devils, these Caucasian people, you don't want to be around these people when this happened. When they lose that war, you want to get away from these people. You want to go to the middle of the country where all the black people is going to be gathering up at. Because these people are trying to kill you. And this is right before the time of your deliverance. because it said that you would be delivered. And Michael was coming to deliver you. And Master Suleiman would lead you home. He would lead you to the deliverance. Which would indicate that you would have to be with him. Anyone that was with him would be going home when Michael came back to get you. But that's why it's important to know all these things, because you have to understand. You don't know. You have to first understand, well, how am I going to be delivered? Or what do you mean when you say delivered? Well, we're headed to a time where they're about to attack us, and we're headed to a time worse than the Holocaust. We're heading to a time where our enemies are under judgment, and they're about to suffer all their consequences and evil deeds in their treatment towards us. So we're getting out of here because it was promised that we would, and we would return home, which is Arabia, your true home, the best part of planet Earth, for all the things we went through. So if no one's telling you that, then they're not for you. They don't have your best interest. They say they love you, but they can't tell you what I'm telling you, and they can't save your life because your life's about to be in danger. They can't tell you this because they don't know, because they don't have the ability to at this point. But they can if the information reached them, but it's not reaching our people, because you have people that know about it, but they're just sitting on the information. They're not sharing it. They're not standing up, being beacons, being lights for our people, so our people can see the truth, so they can be aware of when these things happen. Because a lot of people are going to be lost in the process of not knowing this information. And the people that was blocking the message, like that's original, that are our people. I'm talking about our people, not the demons. That's Master's children. I'm talking about original black people. People like me and you, the seed of Abraham, or our other original brothers, the Levites. So our other brothers from other nationalities, the Africans, the Jamaicans, the Haitians, the Ethiopians, those type of our other brothers and sisters. That's a lot of them know about this information, and they're sitting on it, and they're not telling you because they don't want you to know. And they could save your life. So guess what? They're going to be held responsible for that 100%. The blood's on their hands. But these things are important. It's important to know. It's important to have the unsealed version of the Bible, which is the 7 seals, which is the unlocked scriptures, which is our story, our ending, how things end for us. If you don't know this, then you're going to be a victim with the enemy, because you're going to be functioning off his mindset, and his mindset is the enemy. So you're going to be an enemy to all his enemies, because you're claiming to be a part of his body. So that means you claiming everything that comes with it. You claiming to be a citizen of the United States of America. You're going to be accountable for all those things. You see? You don't want to be here when these people come and invade America. China and India come and invade America and kill these people and take the last people that stay alive, take the healthy people or the last ones living into captivity. You don't want to be here for that event. You want to go through the tribulations and stuff that's coming. You don't have to go through all these plagues. It's because all this stuff is coming. You want to be delivered by Michael. You want to get out of here. You want to go home. You want to receive your reward. The Abrahamic covenant. You want to get out of here, brothers and sisters. You don't want to be here to have to suffer the enemy's punishment. Because you don't have to. You no longer have to. You have a second option, which is the Abrahamic covenant, which is the promise that was made to us for all these things we endured. Torture, torment, misery, murder, rape, all of it. Said we will be rewarded, not staying here in the land of our imprisonment. You don't want to stay here, brothers and sisters. I know a lot of our brothers and sisters say, well, my ancestors' blood, sweat, tears, and everybody in my family blood, sweat, and tears is in this country. But this country's about to be engulfed in flames. It's about to be up in smoke. America's about to be no longer a nation ever again. It's going down. You can see evidence of that every day with the mass shootings, the violence. The violence is on the rise. With the food shortages, with the gas prices, inflation, with gender confusion, with our confused people in general. Your senile leader, Biden, the confused leader. You can see all these things happening in our reality, which is a sign that this is coming to an end. You see? Because our reality is mathematics. Mathematics is pressure. You see that America is under intense pressure, means being crushed. It's crumbling right in front of your eyes. You can't see the wind blowing. See, it's mathematics. You can't see mathematics. It's like the wind blowing. But you see the leaves shaking. That's how you know the wind's blowing. That's how you know that America's being crushed. You see everything that's taking place. You can't see it being physically. You can see it. That's the thing. You can't see the pressure that's crushing it, but you see it being crushed. You see the evidence of it. By what's taking place in the world. They're under intense pressure. They're on drug use, drug addiction, drug abuse. Things are on the rise. Adverse weather. You see, all these things are linked directly to this world coming to an end. So you don't want to invest in this world because this world's coming to an end. You understand? You want to get out of here. You want to save your life. Because if you plan on staying here, you plan on staying for your destruction. Because America's coming to an end. It's over with. Nothing's coming back the way you think it is. It's over with, brothers and sisters. And this war is going to prove it. And when they start attacking all blacks, you're not going to be thinking, what I'm about to eat? Oh, I'm about to, I got to go to that party I got to go to that party this week. Or I got to soup my whip up. I gotta get them fresh. See, you ain't gonna be worried about stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be worried about those type of things no more. I gotta get to the money. You ain't worried about getting to money when somebody trying to kill you. You're not gonna be worried about these things, these girls and the girls worrying about these boys. You ain't about to be worried about all that no more. Going out, trying to kick it, trying to drink, trying to smoke. You gonna be trying to save your life because your life is in danger. Now, I don't even play like this. I don't get on social media. I'm off social media all my life. I just get on it, get off of it when I felt like it. Until this time came about, I've never been on social media like this. So it better be a good damn reason why I'm on here, and it is. because I don't do social media, but I knew what was about to happen to my people. I'm on here to try to save my people because my people is in danger. I don't do social media. I like to stay, I like my privacy. I like to keep things quiet. I like to stay to myself. I like to just do me. I like to just, you see, that's who I am. I like to stay under the radar, or whatever you call it. I don't do social media because it's too much. It's too much. I don't like dealing with people. I don't like people putting me in their crap. I don't like being seen. So so people can talk about you. People can see people's intentions is these demons. It's people that look like me and you. I stay away from people. So you see, out of sight, out of mind. I don't like to be bothered. I like my peace. But I'm on here because I'm trying to save my people. So now I'm getting everything I didn't want, which is fine because now I can handle that pressure because it's no pressure in the universe that can destroy me because I've been given the Injil, which is your right mind. I've been given my right mind, brothers and sisters, to handle all this pressure. And I've been equipped with what I need to handle all the pressure. Because I found out that pressure just makes me stronger. So that's okay. Bring the pressure. Pressure turns me into a diamond. And that's exactly what we're going to turn. That's exactly what they turned us into during the Holocaust. They turned us into, they was getting us that closer. So now we're going to be harder than ever. You can't destroy a diamond. Diamonds, you can't destroy. No pressure in the universe can destroy a diamond. That's us. I mean, they made us hard as a diamond. No pressure in the universe can destroy us. So I'm not worried about it, brothers and sisters. I'm here for my people. I'm here to tell y'all the truth. I'm here to set y'all free. I'm here to break your programming. I'm here to tell you about these events that's about to happen. I'm here to wake you up. I'm here to give you thorough knowledge of self. I'm here to help you eliminate all your bad situations and take these bad situations out your life. I'm here to give you your protection that protects you from evil and give you positive energy in your life to eliminate all those hurricanes and storms and negative things headed your way. I'm just here to uplift you and tell you the truth. Unlike these people stealing from you and robbing you, I'm not taking a dime from you. I don't have any YouTube monetizing, or I don't have any Facebook monetizing. I don't monetize anything. I give it to you straight free. You can have it. Because my reward, which is our reward, is much greater than this. So you invest in this world, you get this world's life, but you lose your life. But if you invest in the hereafter, which is your dream, which is your vision, the Abrahamic covenant. I apologize, brothers and sisters. You invest in your vision, the Abrahamic covenant, which means you're going home. You invest in the hereafter, you're going to save your life. But you would be an enemy to this world because you're going against this vision. But the Abrahamic covenant is about to be fulfilled. So you don't want to miss this route. Staying here, in a world that's about to be destroyed. That's what I'm trying to convey to you. I'm just trying to tell you that America's over with. All the things that you thought was gonna last forever, and all this stuff you see all the pain and misery and all the stuff we got to go through, and getting killed by the police and all these things, and funking with folks, and you see going through all these changes, all this dissatisfaction. All this stuff is over with. We don't have to no longer worry about looking over your back if the police or some demon gonna kill you. You have to worry about being sick and ill no more. You don't have to worry about trying to scrap up cash to try to maintain and survive. You no longer have to worry about starving. You no longer have to worry about all these things that comes with America, trying to find out where you're gonna live, where your family gonna live. Cause we getting out of here. We're going back home where we belong. Because they took us from somewhere. And that's what they forgot to tell you. That you never returned. You never left the plantation. You're still here. You're still a prisoner. So we're going home, brothers and sisters. But you must upload this knowledge. You must get this knowledge. You must get this thorough knowledge of self. You must upload the Injil. You must understand your reality, which is mathematics. Every action has an opposite equal reaction. Action equals reaction. Every action equals consequence. You understand that you're the creator of your condition. You're in control. There's no mystery gods and none of that crap waking you up. You wake yourself up. You do everything for yourself. Nothing happens unless you make it happen. You have to understand the mathematical language. Everything has to make logical sense. Logical and logic. Everything has to be logic and reasoning. Things have to make sense. Things have to make sense, brothers and sisters. And this reality don't make sense. That's why it's against you. It's destroying you. Because you're a people that make sense. You're mathematical people. Things make sense to you. And they gave you a senseless world to live. And you think it's great because these demons that's acting like me and you said it's great. Because they have the same mind as their father. This is their world. This is their reality. We don't love it. We had no option. We don't think we have another option. So we're pushing their vision. But as soon as you find you got a vision and you find you got a covenant, you got a reward. Hey, we getting out of here. That's all I care about now. I can't care about nothing else. Because I never liked this reality. I never wanted to be a part of it. I never liked it, not one bit. I just never liked it. It was always something about being here. I just didn't like it. I said, I don't know what I'm going to do here. What am I going to do here? I don't know what I want to be here. I don't know. I don't want to work for these people all my life. I knew there was a lot of things I didn't want to do all my life. And being in America was one of them. I was always trying to figure a way how to get out of America. But it didn't matter where I went. It felt like everywhere else was going to be just as bad. So I had no option but to push this vision. I didn't have nowhere else to go. I didn't have nowhere. This was basically our home at the time. That's all you knew. But you knew something being here wasn't right. You wasn't treated right. Things wasn't right. You didn't have much. You always felt like you try to stay positive, thinking life is gonna get better, but it's getting worse for you because these people that's around us are evil. Their world thrives off our misery. So every year was getting more miserable. It was getting hard to hang on till the truth came. It hit me right in the face, woke me right up. Master Suleiman gave me the Injil, which is our vision. Gave back my mind. I said, fight demons just like y'all, brothers and sisters, thinking that demons were these spiritual things that I couldn't control. I was getting attacked. Felt like I was getting attacked. And I felt like I was still scared and holding on to this reality because I didn't want to go to hell. See, I broke all those things got broken. I found out that devils and demons are actual people. And I'm fighting side effects and chemicals and them putting stuff in my mind, in my subconscious. Locking stuff in my mind when I'm watching movies and stuff that's hidden behind the screen that you can't see, but the naked eye pick up on it. I mean, right, you can't see with the naked eye, but your subconscious pick up on it. So these things, they're implant. Excuse me, brothers. They're implanting things in our minds, making and feeding you lies 24/7, so you start to believe and hallucinate that these things are real. So I no longer suffer those things anymore, because I've been given my nature. I've been given my mind back. I've been given the ability to see the truth. None of those things exist. But what do exist is these people that's destroying us. These people who inflict pain and horror and torment, tortured us, enslaved us. These people are real people. It's nothing that they did that Satan couldn't have did, or it's nothing that Satan couldn't have did. It's nothing that Satan couldn't have did that they didn't do. So they did exactly what Satan would do. They are monsters. They are the monsters and beasts. These people try to give you this fairy tale to sidetrack you, to try to take your mind off them. I'm telling you these illusions and lies, and feeding you all this crap and these drugs have you hallucinating, acting other than yourself, eating foods that have you acting other than yourself. But once you're given the proper guidance, and you get the NGO, you get your mind back, get your mathematics, you get these 5 mathematical pillars that protect you from all this evil and this crap, and you stay away from these foods and refrain from these things you're not supposed to eat, and eat 1 time a day. You eat your regular amount of food that you eat in one setting. Eat 1 time a day and let your body heal itself, and you're gonna come around. You're going to start seeing that these people are wicked and sick, and everything's set up to kill you and destroy you, take you out of existence, because it's a reason. Because they don't want you here, and they don't want you to get your inheritance. They've been trying to take you out since day one. We've been at war since the moment they snatched us up. And now it's time to go home. We did the impossible. It's like a miracle. That's what they call it. But ain't no such thing as miracles. It's mathematics. We endured the process. We made a covenant. Everybody remembers it. Now no one wants to keep their end of the deal. Everybody want to talk us out our reward. It's not going to happen, because we're going home. It's my job to raise your awareness, to tell you what I know, and set you free, and save you from our enemies, which is everybody that's against the Abrahamic covenant. So you're the blessed people. You're blessed, brothers and sisters. We're going home. We're getting out of here. We don't have to suffer here in the land of our oppression anymore. We're going home to receive our reward. So with that said, brothers and sisters, I'm going to bring this to a close. I hope what I said today helped you. I'll be coming back to do this again. Assalamu alaikum.